me 1 minute.
Hmm.
Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. How are you guys doing? Vishal, I can't see you on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can see you. How are you guys doing?
Yes. We are
I'm
doing.
doing right. Good.
Okay, great. Let's get started. We had started with unit number 5. We'll continue with unit number 5. Tomorrow, mostly we won't have a session, okay? Because
Okay.
I have some work, but I will update you guys by 10 o'clock, okay? Or early in the morning. Don't worry. If we don't have a session, I'm going to share a lot of exercises with you guys. You have to make sure you connect with each other and solve those exercises. Just because there is no session at 12 o'clock, that does not mean you waste that hour. You connect with each other. Now you guys know each other. Correct? You are comfortable with each other.
Hmm.
Connect. चाहिए तो ग्रुप कॉल जो अपना व्हाट्सएप रहता है ना
Hmm.
त्याचाच ग्रुप कॉल कनेक्ट करा आणि तिथे कनेक्ट करा इफ आय एम फ्री आय विल ऑल्सो जॉईन and I want you guys to solve the vocabulary exercises or other exercises the way we did it yesterday in the class and last week in the class. एकामेकांसोबत डिस्कस करायचे आन्सर्स आणि लिहायचे मग ठीक आहे.
Okay.
Use that time for self study, but you will do self study together so that you are accountable to each other. ठीक आहे. स्वतःहून काम होत नाही मला माहिती आहे. सो एकामेकांसोबत कनेक्ट करा. क्लास नाही आहे म्हणजे ह्याचा अर्थ हे नाही की तुम्ही तो टाइम वेस्ट करणार. कळलं?
Yes.
क्लिअर?
Yeah.
पाहिजे तर गुगल मीटची लिंक एकामेकांसोबत शेअर करा आणि जॉईन करा. कसंही तुम्हाला जसं कम्फर्टेबल असेल तसं. क्लासचा ग्रुप कॉल जरी स्टार्ट करून केला मला काही इश्यू नाही. व्हॉट्सॲपमध्ये ग्रुप कॉलचा ऑप्शन असतो बरोबर. हां, ते जरी केलं तरी चालेल पण तिथे तुम्हाला शेअर स्क्रीन करता येईल का नाही माहित नाही. लाईक there is an option to share your screen, but then if you're on mobile it's a bit uncomfortable, correct? So
Right.
that's why I said you can join on Google Meet. Don't join on Teams or Zoom. त्याच्या limitations येतात. ठीक आहे? Clear? आणि केलेलं पाहिजे. आय एम नॉट गोइंग टू आस्क यू अगेन. या यू गाईज आर एडल्ट इनफ. लहान मुलं नाही आहेत आपण. Clear?
clear.
Okay, great. Let's get started then. As I said, we had started with unit number 5. We will continue with unit number 5. Over here, first thing that we have is the world quiz. Okay, countries that we are going to be talking about. Now, we have talked about some countries in unit number 1 as well when we solved some exercises. Now, we look at some more countries over here. Now what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to read the sentences one by one and then the other one will try to say whether it sounds true or false. Okay, so we shall read the first 5 and then
Okay.
Shilpa you tell us whether they sound true or false according to you.
In Argentina, 80% of the population lives in rural area. Second, in Russia,
Go slow, go slow.
99.7%.
Let her answer whether it sounds true or false. Yeah.
I think first one is false.
Okay, we shall now
Uh,
go ahead. Yeah.
in Russia, 99.7% of population can read and write.
I think it's true.
Okay.
In South Korea, more than 85% of high school students go on the college.
Go on to college.
Go on to college.
I don't know the exact answers. I'm
You
just.
just have to say true or false. Like
I
खरं
think.
वाटतंय का खोटं वाटतंय. That's it.
Okay. I think it's false.
In Denmark, 70% of women have jobs.
I think it's true.
In Mexico, 20% of the population is 65 old or more.
I think true.
Okay. Now Shilpa, you read.
Uh, Brazil occupies 60% of the area of South America.
Yes, true.
In Chile, in Chile,
Chile.
more
Chile.
Chile, okay. In Chile, more than 90% of the population lives with family.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Japan imports about 25% of Jamaica's total coffee production.
It's again it's true.
In India, more than 25% of the population goes to the movies regularly.
It's false.
Okay. So the first one is false. It's around 10 people, sorry, 10% people live in rural areas, or 10% of population lives in rural areas. Okay. Second one is true. 99.7% of the population can read and write in Russia. Then number 3, again it's true. Number 4, it's true. Number 5 is false. The data over here would be only 6%. Okay, so the 6% of the population is 65 years or more in Mexico.
Yes.
Then number 6, it's again false. The number would be 47.3% over here. Then number 7, it's true. Number 8, it's false. It would be 80%. Okay, so
Okay.
Japan imports about 80% of Jamaica's total coffee population production. Sorry. Then the last one again, it's false. Less than 4% of the population goes to the movies regularly in India. Okay, so now you have to try to tell me which facts surprise you. So these are basically facts, right? So which facts surprise you and why?
The Brazil occupies because if you can see the South America on the map, the Brazil total
Brazil, the
area,
area.
yeah, yeah, Brazil total area is means uh, contribution to the Brazil's area. It's looks more on the map, but it's actually means it's valid number. I think that's 60%, but you mentioned that 47 point something percentage is only the, Brazil occupies that area.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Only one fact surprises you?
No,
Yeah.
in India, I thought like you said 4% people only goes regularly to movies. I thought in India people often goes to movies to see
Mm-hmm.
movies.
Okay.
Yes.
Guys, give me 1 minute, okay? Try to note down the answer for the second question. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, tell me. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, tell me the answer to the second question. What
Mm,
interesting facts do you know about your country? So, what interesting facts do you know about our
so
country?
India has median age is around 28 years. So
Okay.
we have the young population.
Mm-hmm. Anything that comes
Mm,
to your mind.
Also, for the GDP growth rate for financial year 26-27, the GDP goal will remains 6.5% for India.
Okay.
Most of the traditions follows in India. We are very close to our tradition, and Indians always like to follow their traditions than other countries.
Okay.
Also, the spoken languages in India is more than 100 or maybe 500 or uh, regional and all local languages,
And
Okay.
different languages.
India, we have largest vegetarian population in India.
Okay.
Also, the world's second English-speaking country by population.
World second, come again, Vishal.
World's second English-speaking country by population. After US, India is second country for the English-speaking population.
Okay. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Now see, most of the facts when you're giving over here, the way it's given in the slide, you could not present the exact data, right? You were just able to give the facts but not with exact data,
Mm.
right? So that is where we use the quantifiers, okay? The words which tell us about quantity, कि कितनी percentage आहे, but not the exact percentage, but we see it with the help of our quantifiers, the words like all, nearly all, most, many, हे सगळे. Okay, so now as usual, first we will look at a conversation over here, and then we will come back to the grammar topic for today. It's a very small topic, it's not even a topic, it's just that some words that we need to know and how to use them properly. Okay, now I want you guys to read the conversation as usual. Here, Shilpa, you can be Louis, and Vishal, you can be Vicky. Yeah.
Yes. What a great picture. Are those your parents?
Thanks. Yes, it's my favorite picture of us.
It's really nice. So, do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, I'm an only child. Actually, a lot of families in China have only one child.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
What about you, Luis?
I come from a big family. I have two brothers and four sisters.
Wow, is that typical in Peru?
I'm not sure. Many families are smaller these days, but big families are great because you get a lot of birthday presents.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. So that's what we mean by I come from a big family. हे आपण ऑलरेडी vocabulary exercises केले तेव्हा आपण
Mm.
बघितलं की I come from a big family म्हणजे काय आपण मोठ्या फॅमिलीला जेव्हा बिलॉंग करतो that's where we use the phrase I come from a big family. Correct? Now that's how we ask the question again. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Then she says no, I am an only child. म्हणजे काय ती एकटी आहे. I'm an only child. Now we know that it was common for a very long time that people in China had only one child, right? Do you guys know why?
They have
They
implemented
had,
one child policy.
I guess they stopped that policy recently when
Yes.
India surpassed the population. Yeah, I guess I'm not really sure.
Yes,
That's what
yes,
I heard.
yes. They lift this policy.
Yeah, they lifted this policy that they had a policy that people could have only one child. So it was for a very long time, but recently they uplifted that ban. Okay, then he says, I didn't know that. So, what about you, Louise? Then she asks, is that typical in Peru? Which is when we ask, like, हे आपण जेव्हा विचारतो जेव्हा आपल्याला विचारायचं की तिथे कॉमन गोष्ट आहे का? Is that typical in Peru? Okay, Peru is the name of a place. We know that already. Clear? Any part that you did not understand in the conversation?
Mhm.
It's easy,
Understood.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Let's listen to the conversation quickly as usual.
Unit 5. What an interesting family. Page 31. Exercise 2. Listening. Famous relatives. Listen to 4 conversations about famous people. How is the second person related to the first person? 1.
Who's that guy?
Okay, I'm really sorry. It's a wrong conversation. Let me just wait. मी timestamp add केला proper इथे. Just 1 minute.
That's Quint. Thailand.
No, I'm not.
Conversation. I didn't know that. Part A. Listen and practice.
Okay, pay attention.
What a great picture. Are those your parents?
Thanks. Yes, it's my favorite picture of us.
It's really nice. So, do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, I'm an only child. Actually, a lot of families in China have only one child.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
What about you, Luis?
I come from a big family. I have 2 brothers and 4 sisters.
Wow, is that typical in Peru?
I'm not sure. Many families are smaller these days, but big families are great because you get a lot of birthday presents.
Page 33.
Okay. Now let us quickly listen to the second part of the conversation. Here you have to pay attention to the question, what does Vicky like about being an only child? म्हणजे तिला एकुलती एक असल्याबद्दल काय गोष्ट आवडते basically. Okay? Pay attention.
Exercise 9. Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What does Vicky like about being an only child?
So, do you like being an only child?
Of course. I get all my parents' attention.
Yeah, I share my parents' attention with 6 other people.
Well, you probably never feel lonely.
Do you ever feel lonely?
Sure, but it's okay. I have a lot of friends.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, tell me the answer. What does Vicky like about being an only child?
He always
Parent attention.
his parents' attention.
He or she?
She, her.
Sorry.
Parent.
Okay, tell me in full sentence.
She always gets her parents' attention.
Very good. So that's what she likes about being an only child. She gets all her parents' attention, we can say. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay, now as I said, here we have a very easy topic wherein we understand how to use our quantifiers. As I said, quantifiers are nothing but the words which we use to describe the quantity of something when we don't know the exact data. Okay, so the first thing that we have over here, we'll understand it with percentage. Okay, so if you're talking about 0%, then we will say no one. कोणीच नाही. ठीक आहे? So no one gets married before the age of 18. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे कोणीच नाही. आता हा वन इथे काय आहे, आपला परत प्रोनाउन आहे, रिमेंबर दॅट. ठीक आहे, सो बिकॉज वी आर रेफरिंग टू वन, आपला इथे जो वर्ब येईल तो सिंग्युलर फॉर्म मध्ये येईल, विच इज नो वन गेट्स मॅरिड बिफोर द एज ऑफ 18. ठीक आहे, देन not many and few. So if you're talking about very low percentage, say 10%, 15%, then we will say few couples have more than one child, or not many couples have more than one child. ठीक आहे, some say around 40% आपण काही गोष्ट म्हणतोय तर some यूज करणार आपण. A lot of, say for around 50%. Many, it's on a higher side. So say 60-65% जर आपण बोलतोय, then we will use the word many. Okay, so we will say many families are smaller these days. Then most आणि nearly all. Most again 85-90% जर आपण म्हणतोय तर most आपण यूज करणार. Nearly all 95%. ठीक आहे, अराउंड 95%. नियरली ऑल म्हणजे ऑलमोस्ट 100%च्या आसपास. ठीक आहे, then we are saying all means 100%. We will use all families have one child in China, or nearly all families have one child these days. ठीक आहे, that's how we use them. इझी, स्वतःच्या वर्ड्स मध्ये लिहून घ्या पटकरून, म्हणून की इथे ग्रामर टॉपिक ॲज सच लिहायला काहीच नाही आहे. सो राईट इट डाऊन इन युअर ओन वर्ड्स द वे आय हॅव डिस्क्राइब्ड इट टू यू. Tell me once you're done writing.
Yes.
Done.
Okay, now try doing this exercise. Now try doing this exercise properly because some of the questions are tricky. Once you solve them, I will tell you what are the correct responses and where you made mistakes because I know ह्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही mistakes करणारच आहात. ठीक आहे?
I'm done.
Vishal ji,
Yes, done.
done? Okay. Tell me the answers.
One, in the US, most of the students go to call. Most of the students go to
पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे प्लुरल आहे तिथे स्टुडंट्स आहेत ते करेक्ट
okay,
स्टुडंट्स आता इथे मोस्ट ऑफ द नाही येणार मोस्ट आपण तो ऑफ द आहे ना when we use these words we remove that off
okay,
ठीक
so
आहे मला माहिती होतं हीच मिस्टेक करणार म्हणून म्हटलं ना तुम्हाला करणार की यू गायज आर गोइंग टू मेक अ मिस्टेक बट आय वॉन्टेड टू सी हाऊ यू यूज युअर नॉलेज ठीक आहे नाव चेक युअर आन्सर्स अगेन ऑफ निघून जातात ठीक आहे So,
most
first one will be in the US. Most high school students go to college.
college.
Vishal ji, tell me your response to the second one.
Few of the people in Brazil,
Few of the निघून जाईल ना म्हटलं मी
few few people in the Brazil are
the Brazil
a-
का
in Brazil are age 65 or below, older.
with countries we don't use the
Yeah, yeah.
except US ठीक आहे US आणि UK ह्यांच्यासोबत आपण द यूज करतो अदरवाइज मोस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री सोबत आपण द यूज करत नाही परत न्यूझीलंड येतो बट अगेन वी मोस्टली टॉक अबाउट US and UK. So that's where we use the. Otherwise, with all the other countries, we skip the. Okay?
Sushmita,
Yeah.
when we use a very few,
A very few is similar to few again. ठीक है? A very few again अपन quantity साठी use करतो same way.
then third one, in India, no one vote before the age of 18.
So आता see no one आहे ना मी highlight करून सांगितलं जेव्हा मी one explain केला right?
Hmm.
One is considered singular. So singular सोबत आपण काय use करतो verb कसा use करतो simple present tense मध्ये How do we use verb when we are talking about third person singular? We add s to the
Yes.
verb, right?
One.
Me highlight kela to rule.
Yes.
So we will say no one votes before the age of 18 over here. Next, Vishal ji.
Some people in Sweden live alone.
Very good. Last one, Shilpa.
Few people in Canada speaks French at home.
Speak French. Few people है ना इथे people plural आहे. Few people would be correct, but not many people would be the ideal answer over here. Not many people speak French at home in Canada. Okay. Few people पण correct आहे, but any answer इथे new not many दिलेलं आहे. ठीक आहे. That's why. Clear with this rule?
Yes.
Okay, next over here you're going to do this exercise for homework. Here you're going to write an email to your friend, imaginary friend who is located in another country, and you're going to describe your family to that friend. Okay, now imaginary friend ahe, take any imaginary name, but you're going to send that email to me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. So you're going to type out that email. You're going to try your best to describe everything about your family members. Yeah? Clear what you have to do over here? And along with that, you will also do email etiquettes आपण नंतर discuss करणार आहोत once you have written an email to me. After that, you will also do the reading exercise for homework. Clear?
Yes.
Any questions? Any doubts?